Welcome back to Minnesota is Rust. Quick thought update. Picture here you see is our 85 C20 Suburban on the left that we're working on right now. To the right is an 86 C20 Suburban. That'll be next on the list to get back on the road. That's the big block, one we're working on right now, $350. But what is interesting to think about is technology. So first picture here is the CD player. If you recall, if you're old enough to remember, these, I think this was a Pioneer or whatever, you could load up 6 discs, 10 discs in these little cartridges, and you would plug them in, and then you could listen to all your music. And the next time you stopped or had someone get to the back, this is a cool little wooden cabinet that's built onto a custom center console. You can see the plywood there, all gussied up, brass hinge and everything. But this, you would fill it full of CDs and jam it in, and you could rock out on your road trip. Secondly, this vehicle was also equipped with a car phone. So these early car phones from the 80s often had a backpack that you brought with you that you plugged into your cigarette lighter to get juice. And here you can see here is the actual phone that we just keep hanging out in the center console just for fun. But there it is. So what do you do with old technology that doesn't work? So this is from the 80s, doesn't matter. We can hook up a Bluetooth speaker to our phone and listen to whatever we want to. We could go through and retrofit and put in a radio, a Bluetooth radio or a Bluetooth receiver somewhere under the dash, nice and small and hidden, and have the sound go to the regular speakers. Or replace radio, no big deal. Telephone, we got a cell phone. But what happens when you have a car that needs a computer update? So you have a Tesla. You have even so many newer cars that get updates or require updates for your transmission programming or your engine control module or whatever. What do you do when that quits getting updates? Like, what do you do? If you have a Chromebook or you have an iPhone, you have any kind of technology, as your Chromebook gets so old, you can't update it anymore. Yes, it still works, but it slowly starts using features and becoming unreliable. Your phone, like with your iPhone, your iOS only works back. Your iOS only updates back so many generations of your iPhone, so you're kind of forced to get a new one. Then again, do you really want to be using a 7-year-old phone when something newer is way cheaper and runs nicer, battery lasts longer, etc.? Your screens. How many new screens today have on your car have a giant screen that requires software to run? Or remember when radios had hard drives? When you can get cars about 15 years ago, you could get a 20 gig hard drive and fill your radio full of MP3 music with your jump drive. All that is nice and it's kind of, frilly, but when you're not able to upgrade the core content of what makes your vehicle move forward, the software to run your engine, the software to run your transmission, the software to run your electric motor, what are you going to do? So here's an 85 Suburban. We're able to upgrade bits and pieces, rebuild the carb, get back on the road. We want to put a fuel injection unit on it. Off we go. But the core of it's still there, it's still functional with a little bit of elbow grease. But makes me nervous about modern cars and the future of them and how essentially they are disposable. Even a $150,000 car is going to be disposable when you can't get that software update anymore. Convince me I'm wrong. Well, that being said, thank you much. Minnesota is Rust.